Hello soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new to this channel, you're welcome. In today's video, we'll be recreating this outfit in the middle. As you can see my recreation by the right and the left, and I made mine a little bit longer. So if this is something you're interested in, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get right into the video. Welcome back guys. So for this tutorial you will need about 2 to 3 yards of your Ankara fabric. This is dependent on your size. For the plain fabric you will need 2 colors and you will need half yard each or less than half yard. So you will need a paper stay. This is to add to your plain material to just stick in the fabric. So this is my Ankara folded into 4. I am size 6, so this Ankara is a little bit less than 2 yards. So I measured half inch at this part here. This will serve as the joining at the shoulder area. So it will serve as the joining at the shoulder area. Then the next thing I want to do is to measure my shoulder measurement divided by 2. So my shoulder is 15. 15 divided by 2, that's 7.5. So for the remaining part here, I have about 7.5 inches left. So I'll be using everything. So that's 7.5. That means the sleeve will be 7 inches and I'll join it with half inch. So I went down by 1 inch. Then I'll be blending this line towards the neckline side, that is towards that other side. So that's what I did. So for my sleeve opening, I'm using 10 inches for my sleeve opening. Then I will add 1.5 inches, that is half inches for the joining at the shoulder and 1 inch for the joining at the side. So the next thing I'm doing is to measure my bust length. So my bust length is 9 inches. Then from the bust length I will measure my bust divided by 4. After then I will measure my ease allowance. So for my ease allowance I'm using 4 inches for my ease allowance. Then I'll add 1 inch for my joining allowance at the side. So 4 inches for my ease allowance, 1 inch for my joining allowance. So whatsoever the measurement is, just measure it all together and just transfer it down like I did. Then this meeting point here, try and blend it in so that when you want to join it will be very easy. So I just blend it in like that. So now it's time to measure our gown length, our dress length. So whatsoever the length you want to use, like I said, I made mine longer. You can make yours shorter. That is, you can go up by 6 inches from your knee length. That is your gown knee length. You can go up by 6 inches. But for me, I use exactly my knee length. I just went up by about 1 or 2 inches. So depending on your gown length, you note that, then you deduct 3 inches from it. We are adding a band at the lower part, so you deduct 3 inches from your length. As you can see, I'm using length 38, so I measured 35 inches and I added half inches for the joining at that area. So I have 35 and a half at that side. So with the half inch I have at the upper part for the shoulder, altogether I'm measuring 36 inches. So the actual gown length is 35, half inch for the joining at the lower part, half inch for the joining at the upper part. Then when I had my 3 inches band, I have 38 inches for my gown length. I hope you understand. So whatever measurement you have from your bust area, so you just transfer it downward, then you just rule a straight line just like this. So now you go ahead and you cut the unwanted part away. So this is what I have right now. So for my neckline I'm using 3.5. I'm using 3 by 2 inches. So this will be for the back. I'm using 3 by 2 inches. I'll just connect it like this. Then I'll just cut it out. So this is the back neckline. So I'll remove one of the fabric here. Then I will reshape the front neckline. So I'll remove one for the back. Then for the front, I'm using 7 inches deep. So this is a V neckline. I'm using 7 inches deep. Do I later reduce it to 6.5? So let me just say I use 6.5 inches for the neckline. So I noticed it will be too deep for me, so that's why I went up by half inch. So I use 6.5 inches. So after you are done, you go ahead and cut that out. And now let's move to the plain material. So this is my plain material for the lower part. So I've went ahead to iron stay to it. So let me tell you the measurement. So this is 7 inches. Then when I fold it, I have 3.5. So when you fold it into two, you have 3.5. We'll be joining with half inch. So when you join, you have 3. And from our calculation, we need just 3 inches. So for the length, you measure the lower part of your gown. So whatsoever the length is, that's what you will cut as the length. So this is for the sleeve part, because we'll be adding a band to the sleeve also. So this is what I have. So for this one, I have just 5 inches here. So when I fold it into two, I have 2.5. Then when I sew with half inch, I have 2 inches. And you cut out 2. So the length also will be the length of the sleeve opening. You measure it. So this is what we'll use for the front design. So I have 2 pieces here of different colors, because we'll be joining it. As you can see from the inspiration, it has 2 colors. So I'm trying to trim this part out so that it will be straight. So that's just what I'm trying to do. So for the measurement of this one here, I have my shoulder measurement. The wideness of one part is my shoulder measurement divided by 2. So when I join the two together, it is my full shoulder measurement. Then the length, I use length 18. So I use length 18 for the length of it. So now I'll go ahead and place my fabric, that is the Ankara, on it to cut out the neckline. Before I do that, let me just pin this one together so that they don't move when I'm cutting. So like I said, the measurement I have here is more than my shoulder measurement, but I'll be using my shoulder measurement at that part. So I will show you what I did very soon. So this is the front. This is the front bodies. The front bodies, yeah. So I'll place it like this on it. Then you leave about half inches at this side for the joining. So at that side there, you leave about half inches for the joining. Then after that, you go ahead and just cut your neckline. So I'll also cut the shoulder parts just to make it balance. So this is what I have. So when I measure the space, that is the plain material, I have about 5 inches there. So you can just use that as a guide also. But together with my neckline is more than my shoulder measurement, just 1 inch more than when I fold it into two. So it's about 8 inches on fold. So when I open it, it's about 16 inches. So the length, like I said, is 18 inches. The length is 18 inches. So the next thing I want to do now is to make something like a V. I'll connect this point down to the tip at the lower part there. So what I did was to start from here. My ruler is not that long. So I'll roll it up. Then I will extend it to the top like that. So this is what I did, like this. Then for this part here, I will just be trimming the other side away. I'll be trimming it away. Another thing you can do is to leave this unwanted part, then you make the scallop edge towards the unwanted part if you want your design to be bigger. So you leave this unwanted part, you don't cut it, but you make the scallop towards the unwanted part so that your design will not reduce, because making the scallop inward on this reduce the design a little bit. So you can try that also. So now what I did was to measure what I have here, then I divided it into 4 equal parts. So I have 20 inches, then I divide into 5, 5, 5, 5. So now after then I started drawing the curve. So at each point here I went inward by about 1 inch. I went inward about 1 to 1.5 inch. Like I said, you can leave that part we cut out earlier, then you draw this scallop edge on that other side instead of this side, so that your measurements will not reduce, because cutting this away now will reduce my measurement a bit. It reduced the measurement, that is the design, a bit. So what I did was just to make this scallop edge, like I said, going inward was about 1.5 inches. Then you cut out the unwanted parts. You cut this out gently. If you haven't liked this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you. So this is what I have after cutting it, and it is coming together gradually. So now the next thing I will do is to join that side together, that is where I pinned. Then I will be folding the edges with just 1/4 inch inward. I'll be folding the edges with just 1/4 inch. So that's what I'll go ahead and do. So I will join that side with 1/2 inch, then I'll fold that part in with 1/4 inch. So this is what I have after sewing and folding. So for you to fold this successfully, you have to notch each corner a little bit, just 1/4 inch notching, so that when you are folding it will fold very well. So now this is my Ankara, so I'll place it on it, then I will sew in such a way that the design will be facing the front. So that's how I will go ahead and sew this. So after sewing it, this is what I have. Then the next thing I did was to pin this part generously. I pin every edge of this design, then I went ahead to sew very close to the tip. So after sewing, this is what I have here. So for this bag here, I went ahead to just turn the neckline with a bias tape, and I'll go ahead and join the shoulder area together. So for this sleeve parts, so I'll be joining it with 1/2 inch, and I've also went ahead to join the lower part too, this side. As you can see, I've joined it also with it. So the only thing left now is to join the sides together. After joining, you go ahead and iron. So after ironing, this is what I have. As you can see, it came out beautiful and it looks very, very nice. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't liked, please like, drop a comment. I love reading comments. Share this video with your friends and also subscribe to my channel. I will see you in my next one. Bye.